All right, we are back in action. The little ones are under control and under care now, so I have a few moments to go ahead and continue this conversation with you. So, this is part 2 of day 20 of our Absolutely Authentic series. So, if you clicked on this first for some reason, please go and watch day 20, part 1. Absolutely Authentic series, day 20, part 1. This is a continuation of that after being interrupted by a wordy cause of my little one. Anyhow, so where we left off, I had just given you that analogy of someone throwing a ball at you, intending to harm you, intending to hurt you, yet you having the foresight to see it coming and being able to dodge and get the hell out of the way, right? Or say it's something more intense. Someone's trying to stab you, coming at you with a literal knife, what have you, but you see it coming and you run, you get out of there, you move out of the way, or maybe you have something around, you grab a pan, you use that as a shield, you deflect, and you do not get hit, you do not get attacked. Well, you get attacked, but you do not receive the intended harm of what that person threw out to you. All right, so that's what I consider myself having done with that verbal attack that was attempted at being thrown at me yesterday. Now, okay, you may be wondering, like, if you've seen any of the other videos of the series, you know that this is a space that has been all about upliftment and empowerment and me just sharing the journeys of my lessons that I'm learning as an evolving woman. So you may be wondering, like, what? Why is someone like coming at you? Just, it was someone who is a part a part of that community that I left that was not happy with something that I said in a prior video. Now, mind you, again, I've been nothing but respectful. I've called out no one, no names, given no like identifying markers, and I've been very respectful of anytime. Look, listen, get this. Anytime that I've had to mention someone, which has not been very often, the only people that I really made mention to are, my partner and one other person another time, it's only been for the sake of me expressing and sharing my lesson. It has not at all been with the intent to tear them down or trash them. In no way, because it's not about them. This is about me. This is about me, god damn it. Excuse me, not to be profane, but this is about me and my lessons. No one else. Me and my lessons, and how my lessons and my insights can help those of you out there should you find them valuable in some way. This is not a trash space. This is not a let me shoot down that community and space, because the reality is that was a part of my life for a period of my life, so just as there was a lot of bad that I experienced, there was a lot of good that I experienced. It is what it is, both sides of the coin, and I had enough intelligence within myself to remove and to position myself in a way where I could continue to evolve and be my best woman. But, for people that are within that community, within that space, maybe that's the best space for them to be the people that they want to be. And I don't knock it in any way. Like, I'm not being catty. I'm not being, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I'm being sincere. That is an appropriate space for the people that are there, and it will be for as long as they choose to be there, even if it is for the rest of their lives. Was not my reality, and that is okay. We are all different. We're all on different paths. We're all on different journeys. They're similar, in a sense of, I would hope that a lot of us are here to ascend and become better people and become better beings and more extended beings. That's what I would hope. But, we're going to have different paths to get there, and that's just the real of it. So like I said, that's why I keep my words respectful here. I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyway, like I said, I exercised my own intelligence with this scenario yesterday of that attempt of a verbal attack by putting my guard up and not reading it and removing it. So know that you have the choice to do that. If someone is trying to come at you verbally via the written word, sometimes spoken, if you have the capability to avoid it, then avoid it. You don't have to take it on. If someone is throwing a ball at you and you see it, coming at you with a knife and you see it, you don't have to stand there and get stabbed or get hit. No. Now, mind you, sometimes you don't have that choice. Sometimes you don't hear or see those words coming. Sometimes you don't see that ball coming. Sometimes you don't see that person coming at you, and you might get cut. You might get hit, and therefore you might get bruised and you might bleed, or if it's, this is an analogy. So if verbally you were attacked and received, you may receive some pain. I get that. We cannot always avoid it, And then from there, yes, maybe you have to exercise some practices to undo some emotional damage. I did drop a video a few days ago about how to release emotions, and I provided three very concrete methods that you could utilize to help process and release emotion, because we never want them to become stagnant within us. But there's other practices out there, but I wanted to just drop you something concrete here on my channel that has been useful for me. All right. So that's that. I did mention that I was attacked verbally not once, but twice in the same day, in the same morning. Go figure. This other one was also from someone in that community. This one had absolutely nothing to do with my videos or anything that I've said. But this person just actually accused me of doing something that I by no means had not done in any way whatsoever. Complete out of the blue, complete left field. I would say taken aback, but then again, being that who it came from, I wasn't really surprised. Now that one I chose not to ignore. I did choose to address, but I chose to address it in a dignified way. I simply let this person know that that was a false accusation, that I had in fact not did that, and that I was going to go ahead and cut off contact from them from the time being, and proceeded to block the email contact. Simple as that. That's the thing. You have to realize that we hold power within ourselves. We get to choose whose energy we allow to affect us and enter our lives. And we also have the power of deflection. All right. So another example, to go back to the first scenario where the person had the nasty comment that instead of reading, I chose to delete. Just like if someone were to throw a ball at you, even if it doesn't hit you, if you saw it coming, you might still have a moment like, damn, like, did they really just try and hit me with that? Like, ouch, just like a figurative ouch, So I kind of had that moment too. I'm not going to lie, yesterday, like, did they really just come for me? Ouch, But it didn't cut too deep. But still, I felt the need to, I'll say, send that energy back to its source. See, here's the thing with this channel, this space. I want it to be very accessible. So whether you're into like metaphysical realm in any way, even say there might be a certain religion that you follow, or maybe you're no religion, maybe you're on a spiritual path, maybe you're not on a spiritual path in any way. I want you to know that these lessons that I'm learning and experiences, they can be universal, and I want them to aid as many of you as possible, or many people with pure hearts and pure intent. I recognize that it's not for everybody. Like, for example, to be honest with you, I don't expect people within that community that I left to be watching my videos. Well, some probably will, but to be honest, this isn't for them. It's not for them. Just to keep it 100, they're encouraged to only pay credence to their leader and the teachings of their leader, and to only engage with each other and interact with each other, and to very much basically keep a container within themselves. So people like me should not really be on their radar in any way. So it is what it is. But yeah, as far as being able to deflect and being able to contain your energy, sometimes that entails sending energy back to source. And it's like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, magic, dark magic. Like, no, just look, in a very simple terms, I'm gonna tell you part of what I did yesterday. When I recognized that I was being verbally attacked without reading it, I stopped and had a moment and reflected, like, okay, this person attempted to do that. It was probably coming from a place of pain. I recognize, let me go ahead and receive that. Okay, I understand, I exercise compassion. And then I very graciously sent it back out to its source, verbally, very brief journally. I just lovingly send that energy right back to the source that it came from, because it's not mine to hold on to. There's got to be an equal exchange. This universe is about balance and the laws of exchange. Just like you can't go to a store and just take something off the shelf without providing money. You give money, you receive product. You receive product because you've given money. The same works with when we're putting out words to people or pouring out energy, so to speak, or things. There's always got to be a fair exchange. So for me, I'm like, okay, this person tried to give me that. I actually don't want to accept it, so let me just hold this for a second to the extent that's necessary, and then send it back to its source. Simple as that. And with my little practice that I did, I very much quickly came back into a very balanced and high vibrational state once more that I was in from the day prior and the night before, and with the way that I woke up, and I went on about my day. Before receiving that next attack, in which I had to do something very similar again. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I say all this to say that recognize that you do not have to hold on to anything that you do not want to. And one way to do that, one big key way to do that, is that if it's something that's coming from someone, something negative, something low vibrational, something that is making you feel bad or down or low, here's what you recognize. Tell yourself, excuse the sweat, tell yourself, this is not mine. This is not mine to hold, so I am not going to hold on to it. And then you work to do what you feel within your means, within your realm to do to release it. But that first key, and I hope if you take nothing else from this video, you take this one thing, that one key is to recognize what is not yours. What is not yours, okay? Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and conclude it there. I hope that this truth, my experience helped or helps you in some way. One other thing I will say, because like I said in part one, I'm not big on the whole haters talk, oh, haters this, haters that, this, what have you. But one thing that did pop to mind in my processing yesterday morning is something that I heard from a teacher recently. I wish I remembered which one exactly. Sorry, I can't tell you. But I do remember that what was said is that when, this is me paraphrasing, of course, is that when you're on your path of extension, you are going to receive people that basically are against you, that do not like what you're doing. You're going to build some adversaries at some point. And I remember when I hearing that, like, well, why, how? Or I remember even thinking like, I probably got away. It's going to be far off before I experience that. And then what have you, just within weeks, I have this kind of exchange or encounter. But I'm glad I heard that. And it's very much meant for me to bring this into the message here for you. It's a sign and signal that you are on your path. You are on your right path. Because guess what? That means that people are falling off. Certain vibrations, certain frequencies are falling off and away from you because they do not align with who you are and who you are becoming. That means you are shifting, you are evolving, you are changing. So things that no longer match that state and that state that you are becoming, bye, and sometimes in that process of being disregarded, they may act up and act out and, come at you, so to speak. So know that. Be encouraged if you come across, whether you have or in the future, near, far future, if you come across a hater or adversary or someone who's speaking negatively, trying to speak negatively upon you or about you, know that you're doing something right, okay? I'm not saying ignore the pain. If it causes you pain, process it, Let's chat about it. Shoot me an email. Watch out of their video about the practices. I'll probably at some point dispense some more intel about properly, or just some different ways, ideas to process emotions or what have you. But you're doing something right. You are definitely doing something right. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have for us today. For real. For real. For real. For real. I know I said that like twice in this part 2 already. So I am sending you so much peace and power and love. And you know what? Even to that person who wrote that message to me, if for some reason you're still watching these videos, you know what? With all sincerity, to you too, I'm sending you love. I'm sending you peace. And I'm sending you power. Power for you and your healing journey, and whatever it is that you have left, to deal with, to heal from in life, whatever pains, what have you. And just in general, I'm sincerely sending you peace and power specifically. All right. And to all watching this, I bid you supreme wellness. I'll see you back here most likely tomorrow, if life permits, for day 21, our finale day of our Absolutely Authentic series. How did we get this far? Don't worry, it will not be the last of me. It won't. All right. So I'll see you for day 21. Be supremely well.